to another episode of a Dude and a Chick Review Movie.
You sound like an old man. They gotta take a poop.
See, I told you should have did it.
And welcome to another episode of a Dude and a Chick Review Movie. This dude over here right now sounds constipated. I'm that chick.
Yay!
Okay. So we are reviewing Get On Up, the story of James
With
Brown.
your bad self.
The story of James Brown.
Say it loud! I'm black and I'm proud. No, I was just singing some James Brown.
I can hear it. So first we're going to start off with who's in Get On Up. And of course the starring role goes to Chadwick Boseman. He who played Jackie Brown in number 40 and 42, which came out last year.
Jackie Brown.
Oh God, Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Brown's a decent movie.
Cause James Brown, Jackie Robinson.
I know. I will.
I'm tired.
Jackie Robinson, great movie by the way.
Jackie Robinson, which he played the lead. Nelsan Ellis, who we all love as Lafayette in True Blood. Dan Aykroyd, Ghostbusters, and everything else. Viola Davis. We all love Viola.
The help.
Hughes is smart.
I thought that was the other chick
Hughes
that said
is pretty.
Ain't that the other chick that
Hughes
said that?
is important.
What's the other chick in there?
No, that's not Octavia
She's
Spencer.
the one saying that, right?
No, that's not her.
And Viola Davis.
But Octavia Spencer is in it from The Help. And then there's Craig Robinson, which Hot
From
Tub Time Machine, and
Office.
also in The Office.
Funny guy.
And Jill
This
Scott.
is the end. This is the end.
Yes, and Jill Scott. I think that's enough of who is all in.
Jill Scott always singing about eggs and bacon in the morning.
Hey. I wish
Wake
I
up
had her
and
up
cook some
top.
eggs and bacon.
That's a
Eat
gorgeous
some
chick.
grits.
All right. So, the summary of this movie is...
Say it loud!
Oh.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Snuff your lights out. Is a chronicle of James Brown's life, and it goes but kind of back and forth with his early childhood and how he was raised, and basically goes into how he was started in his life after with his band,
How
the
he
Flames.
was molded.
The Flames, and how his career became what it was. I mean, he had an extraordinary career, and he was definitely one in a million. He's a huge talent. Like they say, he is the most sampled artist out there. He is. You got to think every time you hear some of his music, somebody's music, you'll probably find one of his samples in it.
Biggie had a lot of his stuff, sampled a lot of his stuff. Tupac sampled a lot of his stuff.
Shows we can't come up with our own
Dude
stuff.
had skills, man. Set the trend.
With a 7th grade
music.
education.
Yeah.
Very. So, what did you think of the movie?
Like the movie. Again, when you see like some of these, like what is unsung? What are those called?
Unsung on TV One.
What are these called? Like when you see these things about the
Documentaries.
life, when you see these documentaries or
Biopics. This is a biopic.
Yeah, biopics. You always look back and say, man, ooh, I never knew that. So James Brown, a lot of stuff, opened my eyes to a lot of stuff of how he was, how he treated Maceo and all his people in the band, and how he treated
Well, Bobby Bird was his second-hand man, basically like his best friend. But, you know, I think if you watch a lot of these biopics, especially not even just with black groups, but a lot with black groups, but a lot of groups, period, especially, you know, in the 50s, 60s, what they did to all these people that are huge, the way the people up top treated them and what they did. He was part, as he says in a commercial in the trailer, you know, I'm going to be the business too, is what he did a lot of to keep his hands on things instead of letting, you know, as they say, the white man get to it, or the blue-eyed devils, he likes to call them.
The
But
interesting
he
thing,
had a lot of control, but it shows who runs over who to get where they want to be.
The interesting thing that I noticed about this is that all these bands and people who start with the bands, and you know, like the one dude is really the main number one guy, shows that that guy actually gets full of himself a lot. And I didn't know James Brown was like that. The way he used to always be talking to his band, and he played with the band,
Well, let them see
and
the
all
movie
his
to
songs.
know that.
I'm just saying, I didn't know that. So,
But that's a lot of, I think that becomes huge with most groups, a big head. I mean, look at Beyonce. It was always about Beyonce. So, I think it was a really great movie. It's a really good, like, history lesson. And it's another thing, like, if you've never seen the show Unsung or watched the channel TV One, if you don't have it, which is an all-black television station, but they have a show called Unsung and another one called Life After, and they follow the lives and starts of a lot of bands, these huge bands that you didn't really know anything about or how they got started, how they knew each other, and what happened to them later on in life. And it's always a lot of the same story. You know, certain people do have to go over certain people.
Drugs, yeah,
but, you know, it's nice to see this. But
family,
James Brown, like I said, like Michael Jackson, as we all know, and Prince, some of the most influential people in the world, you know, in music. So I would definitely suggest that you go see it.
Yeah, definitely go see it if you would like to learn about James Brown and see where he came from.
You can't rub your eye and talk.
A little bit about, they can't see that. A little bit more about his life and how his upbringing, which was really interesting. So.
Yeah, it's a good story. It's a good story. It's very interesting.
And actually, and this is what I don't know. I don't know if he's really doing the singing. If he is, that was really good.
I think they used, he did a voiceover.
Did he do a voiceover? But anyway, there was a great person they picked to play him because whoever did that makeup, man, there's some scenes where that dude looks just like James Brown.
Definitely. He had all the moves down.
Yep.
So way to get down, because I know that dude is a lot taller than James Brown was. He had those moves down. He had that walk. He had the voice really good. He did a great job. He did a really good job of James Brown. It was really good to watch. So
you can go get the soundtrack if you want, but you can just get some James Brown music.
Hey, you know, James Brown greatest hits. It's always a dance party.
Say it loud.
Okay, could you stop saying it now? There's a lot of other songs.
Get on up.
I used to actually have that as a song to wake up to.
Get on up.
Mm-hmm. What's up? Why is it
What's
whack?
some other James? The Big Payback?
Yes. Also on the soundtrack of Dead Presidents.
What else? Some other good songs. About
Try
James
Me.
Try Me.
Really? This is a man's world.
This is a man's world. But it's nothing without a woman, right?
You got that right. So, what do you rate this movie as?
I give it a 7. 7.
I give the movie a 7.5. I'm using your halvesies.
7.5. So we average it out to 7.5. Decent movie, go see it.
Yes.
Learn something about James Brown, what you didn't know.
And just learn something about history, period, because it does kind of go through the times that we were living in.
Pick up some good dance moves next time you go hit the club.
But don't try it out if your pants are too tight.
Throw your hip out of
because, you know, with these skinny jeans, I don't think that's right.
There's
gonna be a lot of punching bags hitting the floor.
S curls was hot.
It was a perm. It was a lie. This wasn't no lie. It was a lie relaxer. Stuff burn.
We give it a 7.5. Definitely go see it, man. Nothing. You don't have to stay to the end.
No. Just good
and it's not offered in 3D.
No.
Is it in 3D?
No, it's not in 3D.
If it was in 3D,
not everything, guys. No, not everything needs to be.
Can you imagine him doing splits in 3D?
Could you imagine hearing his pants ripping in 3D?
Anyway,
punching bag slapping.
That concludes our
review of Get On Up.
Get On Up.
All right, peace.
Your bad. Say it.
Peace, love, and
say
hair
it loud.
grace.